I had a very bad stutter. So there was this, unimaginable amount of anxiety and fear.
King George, well, first of all, he had very harsh treatment as a child. Of course, you've all seen the King's Speech, where the king stutters. In the 1930s, they saw that many of these stutterers had been switched from being left-handers to right-handers. So at the University of Iowa Speech Clinic, these educational psychologists and psychiatrists said, well, what would happen if we switched these people back to their left hand? Would their stuttering go away? And so they did it.
Today, the family of Bruce Willis is sharing new information about the actor's health. Last March, we learned he was suffering from aphasia, a disorder that affects one's ability to communicate. Today, we learned Willis's condition has progressed and he now has frontotemporal dementia. In a statement, Willis's family says, unfortunately, challenges with communication are just one symptom of the disease Bruce faces. While this is painful, it is a relief to finally have a clear diagnosis.
Emily Blunt is getting candid. The Jungle Cruise actress spoke with People magazine at the American Institute for Stuttering's 2022 Freeing Voices, Changing Lives Gala on Monday, where she opened up about why she thinks it is important to share about having a stutter in her childhood, telling the publication that acting, quote, was a sort of invitation into speaking fluently for one of the first times, and admitting, I wouldn't say that's why I ventured into acting, but it was just a bit shocking the first time I was able to speak.
Hello and welcome back to the Open Hour, the courage to speak. There's a new episode. I'm Dr. Jayan Philip, and today we explore a subject that's deeply human, often misunderstood and profoundly important, the signs of stammering. For many of us, speech is something we take for granted. Thoughts become words, and words flow almost effortlessly. But for millions across the world, across the globe, speaking can be a far more complex experience, one that involves hesitation, struggle, courage, and resilience. Stammering is not merely about interrupted speech. It is about the intricate relationship between the brain, language, emotion, identity, and the human need to be heard. In this episode, The Courage to Speak, the science and humanity of stammering, we will look beyond the pauses and repetitions to understand both the science behind stammering and the experiences of those who navigate it every day. It is about speech. It is a conversation about dignity, empathy, and the courage to speak. Let's examine what is stammering. What is it first? It's the inability to speak fluently. It's a speech disorder affecting fluency. And there are many causes for it. We will have to examine each of these causes when we talk to experts. The speech disorder is characterized by repetitions, prolongations and blocks, silent pauses or stops in between, and of course, the inability to speak in a fluent or an organized manner. It is often accompanied by physical tension, by the mental stress, and of course, by that sort of problems which linger. Now, there are many myths and there are many realities. Myth number one, stammering happens because someone is nervous. The fact is, anxiety may worsen stammering, but it does not usually cause it. The second myth, people who stammer are less intelligent. The fact is, stammering has nothing to do with intelligence. The third myth, finishing their sentence helps. The fact is, it often increases pressure and reduces dignity. The next one, the next myth, telling them to relax solves it. No, it does not. The fact is, it may feel very, very intimidating, but it's also not very supportive. Who is affected because of stammering? This is the National Health Survey of the United Kingdom. Around 1 to 12 young children experience a phase of stammering. 2 in 3 children who stammer will later speak fluently. around 1 in 50 adults are affected by stammering, which is probably very, very interesting to note. In adulthood, men are 3 to 4 times more likely to stammer than women. So men are more likely to stammer than women. Now, how can teachers respond to this? When a child stammers, what can teachers do? Professionally, never ridicule or imitate the student. Try to be supportive. Do not rush the child. Give the child time to speak and time to finish. The time you give to finish is very, very important because the child is taking the time, not intentionally, but of course it's a natural cause. Maintain the natural eye contact. This is a very important factor. Don't equate oral fluency with knowledge. Both do not intersect. Both are two different compartments as such. Teachers can offer alternative response formats when needed. The child can write down things. And as we conclude, let us remember that stammering is not a weakness of intellect, not a failure of character. It's a complex human experience shaped by neurological, developmental, and emotional realities. And above all, it reminds us that true listening is not merely hearing fluent words, but honoring the courage behind every voice. Fluency is not the measure of intelligence, dignity, or depth. Sometimes the most courageous voices are the ones that have had to fight hardest to be heard. Ladies and gentlemen, The Courage to Speak, The Science and Humanity of Stammering was an episode dedicated to every stammerer of the past and the present, including me. For those who stammer, don't worry. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be bold, be courageous. You will win not the battle, but the war. For every stammerer, there is a future. For every stammerer, there is a purpose. And the war can be won if you feel and if you believe it can be. Thank you so much for joining us. We have with us Dr. Santosh Maruti, who is a professor in the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, Mysore. Dr. Santosh, welcome to our show. Welcome to the episode called The Science and Humanity of Stammering. We are so glad and excited to have you here. Dr. Santosh, let me start off. What exactly causes stammering? What's the problem?
Thank you, Dr. Jayan, for having me in your podcast. So to answer your question, so stammering is a speech fluency disorder. It's a disorder most commonly seen in children. It's seen in children. Around like 5% of children who, they typically have stammering. And by the time they reach adulthood, like almost 80% of children, stammering automatically, naturally recovers. But in 1% of the whole population, it will be persisting. So if you take around like 100 people, there will be one stammerer person, like that. Okay. So stammering, when I say is a speech, like I said, speech fluency disorder, it is typically characterized by fluency breakdowns, which could be in terms of repetitions. Like if you ask me to say my name, I may say Santosh.
Yes,
so I'm repeating the sound, Santosh. Okay. Or it could be what we call it as a prolongation, where they'll be prolonging. For example, I'm from Mysore. If I had to say that, they may say I'm Mysore. So they are prolonging the ma sound, Mysore. Okay. Or it could be a block. Like if where are you going? If somebody asks them, they may say I'm going. So get stuck on a particular sound, and may not be any voicing, there may not be any sound. So in most people, when we diagnose it as stammering, they are either characterized by, like, majority of their speech blocks, speech interruptions are in terms of repetitions. It could be prolongations, or it could be blocks or broken words. So to answer precisely your question about what causes stammering, Although for many centuries, people are trying to understand what could be the possible cause of stammering, it is a mystery. It's like a puzzle,
Okay.
right? So we still don't know what is the exact mechanism behind stammering, but there is, like, from hundreds of years, people are trying to do research, and there is some insight into, there is this role of sensory motor mechanism which could be faulty in persons who stammer. Okay, to give you an example, for example, if I have to reach an object and take that object, I need to know how far is the object and how much force I need to object to lift that object. For example, I'm lifting a pen, so I need to know how far is the pen, how much force I need to play to lift the pen, right?
Got it.
So if I have no these, there are these stored networks within our brain for all our movements, by reaching, for lifting, applying sufficient amount of force. There are these motor networks which are stored in the basal ganglia, in the inferior frontal cortex. There are these regions in the brain which helps us in doing all these motoric activities. So if I imagine my pen is this far, if I'm overshooting it, it is something which is not correct, or undershooting it, I may not be able to reach the pen. I don't have to apply force which to lift a pen, the amount of force which I have to apply to lift a table, right?
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
it requires very precise amount of force to be applied to lift the pen. So if you apply the same mechanism to my speech production also, what happens in persons who stammer is, right, there are these faulty neural networks which send signals to our articulators. Articulators means my lips, my tongue, my larynx, my throat, my respiratory system, muscles. So there is this faulty neural networks which are sending these signals which are not correct. Because of them, they will be either applying too much force, and this force is for a longer duration. So this is what we have some understanding that their motor preparation within the brain for speech production is impaired, and the correction of this motor preparation faulty networks is also impaired in terms of sensory processing. For example, if you want to lift a box, you don't know how heavy is the box, right? So when you're lifting, you usually apply more force. When you realize that the box is empty, you adjust your force. You lift it easily. So that requires your feedback, sensory feedback from this thing. Same way, we also have the auditory feedback, and in these people, there could be some kind of a deficit in their auditory feedback, sensory processing, or in correcting those faulty networks. These are the two main mechanisms which have been identified for the development of stammering in children who stutter. We call them as stuttering, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Santosh, I get your point. These sensory perceptions and the motor functions, all this. If I can ask you, is stammering genetic? Is it one of the causes?
Yes, sir. So in almost 50% of people who develop stammering, there is a positive family history. Someone else in their family members might have stammering, might have had stammering, or might have recovered from stammering. So it's like the genes, it's like a hereditary condition. So you will be, until unless you are having those carrier genes, you will not develop stammering. So it may not be expressive in the forefathers, but their forefathers may have stuttered, may have had stammering. So the genetic is the main cause for the development of stammering, and because not everybody who has a speech disfluency, which is typically seen in majority of children, go on to becoming stammerers. They only those children who are susceptible to develop stammering because of some kind of a genetic predisposition, they develop stammering. It is a genetic condition.
It is, yeah. Dr. Santosh, I just have some data here from the National Health Sciences UK. 1 in 12 young children experience a phase of stammering. 2 in 3 children who stammer later speak fluently. What struck me was 1 in 50 adults are affected by stammering. And in adulthood, there are 3 to 4 times more likely to stammer than women. I mean, men are more likely to stammer
Yes.
more than women. Can you throw us some light, or can you give us some insights into it? That's a very interesting thing. Men are more likely to stammer than women, which is actually a fact.
Yes, sir. So the gender ratio is around 4:1. For every 4 males, there will be one female stuttering actually.
Okay.
So there are more men who develop stammering when compared to women. Mainly, the difference is because of there are three things actually for this gender ratio difference. One, men develop stammering at a later stage. Second,
Okay.
women develop stammering early, and their speech language system is much more efficient than men. If you know their language is better, so that's another factor. Another factor is also that more women who develop stammering, they recover from stammering. So
Okay.
men go on to become more persistent stammerers. So this is the main reason for this gender ratio difference, that is around 4:1. Again, it is genetic. There are hereditary factors which differentiates between men and women. So that could be their explanation for this.
Yeah, I mean, it is for those of you who are hearing this episode, men are more likely to stammer. Dr. Santosh, I just wanted to ask you a question. One more question is, you deal with children. I mean, children, let's say as young as 5 years, 4 years, when they begin to stammer. I remember me stammering at a very, very young age, maybe from grade 3 onwards. How would you deal with them? I mean, what would be your advice to teachers? Professionally speaking, how do you deal with this particular aspect of stammering amongst children, amongst school-going children, I would say?
Okay. So, like I said, stammering is a developmental disorder. It develops between 2.2 years to 5 years of age. This is the time period where majority of the children develop stammering, and this is also the time where children are developing other skills also. Their social development is taking place, their cognitive development is taking place, their language development is taking place. So stammering typically develops when children start combining words into sentences, when they start speaking in sentences. When they're speaking in single words, they will not have stammering. Only when they start combining words into sentences, stammering usually develops. That's around 2 years, 2.5 years. That is a typical age for the development of stammering. So for children, we prefer children for treating, because one best thing which can happen is when we have young children, their brain is still plastic, still developing. So it is very easy for us to train the young plastic mind than an older adult. So we have specific therapy techniques such as lead comb program, response cost intervention, which are evidence-based for preschool children and for school-going children. They're all, you can look up on the web. They all have different levels of evidence. So what we do is using behavioral intervention methods. If you have heard about terms like reinforcement. So we use reinforcement, positive reinforcement, token economy as strategies, and we put these strategies within the play activities for children, so that it has to be more enjoyable for children to sit with us, because therapy happens for almost 45 minutes to 1 hour. They need to be enjoying the whole activity, otherwise children will not sit with us. So we are trained to do this. We have specific behavioral modification techniques. We apply those behavioral modification techniques, and we reinforce fluent speech, and we try to reduce the occurrence of disparate episodes. So that's the way we progress. It's a behavioral modification procedure which we'll be using. It is similar for children going to preschool and children going to school age also, but it is more structured for school age children, because their amount of stammering will be much more when compared to preschool children.
Definitely. So you have a different structural program. You have a very evaluative course as such, a comprehensive one for children school-going children, and for, let's say, even for young adults, right? College-going children also experience. I remember I was much more confident in college, but But even at that stage, I experienced a certain amount of stammering at some point of time. Dr. Santosh, my final question to you, the institution which you belong to, the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing in Mysore, that is an institute completely for speech and hearing, and is it entirely research based, or is it does that give training to professionals to actually deal with this problem of stammering? Can you tell us more about the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing?
Yes. Yeah, All India Institute of Speech and Hearing is the central government institution established in 1966 under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It's a prestigious national level institute, one of the best in the world. Mainly, we deal with people with communication disorders, not only with stammering, children with language disorder, people who have stroke, people who have hearing loss, for many other causes, people who have cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism. So all the communication disorders, this is a pioneer institute in India. So we like, if you consider medicine, if it is aims for communication disorders, for speech and hearing problems, All India Institute of Speech and Hearing is the, apex institution. All the decision making, mainly it happens through our institution, all those policy things. Okay. So it's an institute which has a training program. We have a training program for bachelor's, master's, PhD, as well as postdoctoral fellowship. After completing +2, we have our own entrance examination, like NEET. We also conduct entrance examination exclusively for All India Institute of Speech and Hearing bachelor's program. After finishing entrance examination, it's a computer-based test. After taking the test, we'll have our own ranking and counseling will happen. So it's a 4-year bachelor's program which we conduct. We call it as Bachelor's of Audiology and Speech Language Pathology. After completing 4 years of bachelor's, the last year is actually internship. They go on to do internship out within and outside the different states as well. Then there is a 2 years master's program. It gets specialized in master's program. We can do master's in audiology or master's in speech language pathology. Audiology deals with hearing. Speech language pathology deals with speech and language disorders problem. After completing this, you can do PhD. You have PhD in speech language pathology or audiology. Again, it's a 3-year-old, this thing. If you're not satisfied, even after completing your PhD, you can go and do postdoctoral fellowship.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, you went to the Washington University, right?
University of Washington, yes.
University of Washington. Dr. Santosh, it was such a great opportunity to have you with us and to speak on this complex but simple issue of stammering. The world needs to take note. Our society, our communities need to take note, because people like me who used to stammer a lot at a very young age, I've been speaking to a lot of people who have gone through this. But the pioneering work which you and your institute does, hats off. Congratulations to all the good work which you're doing. Thank you for coming to our episode. The Open Hour is and was very happy to host you, and we look forward to future interactions. Thank you so much, Dr. Santosh Maruthi. Hello and welcome back. Welcome to the new episode, The Science of Stammering, the science behind this concept of stammering. Today in the studios, we have somebody very, very special. I have the fortune to speak to a brother and a sister, a brother who underwent stammering at a very early age, and his sister who stood by him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our studios to Sukita Srinivasan and Vishwadeep Srinivasan. Hi. Sukita, welcome to the show.
Hello, sir.
Hello. So we're looking about the signs of stammering.
Yeah.
Okay. And from our interactions before, I understood that you used to stammer. Sukita, when did you actually see him stammer first?
First time when we saw him stammering was at a very young age. He was too young, maybe when he started speaking slowly. That is when we got it. Okay, he started stammering. But the case is, our mother also stammers, but to very few words. So we thought, okay, probably he's saying our mother and then he's stammering. That is how, being a parent or being anybody, we think, okay, seeing the crowd who is out there in the environment, children take that and speak. So that is how we also thought. But as days passed by, then he started stammering more and more. And what I felt personally is, maybe because he has that issue from the young age, and then also he has to confront with that problem, he has to confront the world with that problem, made him stammer more. That is what I felt. Yeah.
So, was it at, when you went to school, let's say for the first time when you were in LKG, or when did it hit you first?
Okay.
Is it when you went to school, or was it at home itself?
Home, I not feel it.
You did not feel it?
No.
Okay.
Because home is a comfortable position for any person. At that moment, you'll not feel the stammering or the way you're going to speak with mother and all. But when we go to school, so let's say, so like there was an incident. So when I was in English class, it was around 5th standard. So at that time we have to read from the history book. That some of the languages.
I'm a history teacher. Okay, this is interesting. Fine. Okay, yeah.
So we have to.
What was the chapter on?
I don't
You forgot.
Fine. Maybe, let's speak about the 6th standard. It might be about the kings and the queens, maybe. So at that time we have to read the book. So the hardest part is when the teacher tells the student to read from the book. So at that time, everybody will be getting a chance. When the chance is going to come, the fear comes in.
The anxiety
And fear. It sweats a lot. Then we remember that some of the words will not come in our mouth. At that time, we will be very scared to face the whole crowd in the class. We'll be so much scared that we'll be praying to God that my chance should not come. So it will be like that.
Did your chance come?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to stammer.
Okay.
Yeah, I stammered and read.
How did your friends react to that at that point of time?
Few laugh, few support. That's okay. It's okay, no problem. It's okay. At 6th standard itself, there are very matured friends of mine who support. It's okay, no problem. But few laugh. Sometimes the teachers skip us, so that students should not know about the stammering. They do that. At that time, we feel little hard, but it's okay. At that time, it will be difficult, but we will be not facing the crowd at all. First of all,
Right, I understand that. That was initially, you said 6th grade.
Yes.
When he grew up, Sukhita, was there an improvement? Did you see that change in him at home?
At home, he doesn't used to stammer much. That is what I had seen. And when he was into 9th and 10th, his teacher gave him the opportunity on the stages. You used to mix the music and all that in the stage at that age. So I felt that gave him a lot of confidence because he was managing the whole crowd on the stage. So I felt that was one stepping stone to probably literally little bit come out of that era.
So in grade 9.
Yeah.
Great.
From the grade 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so that was very good part when I came out of things. But though, if they make me to go to the stage also, I'll be in the back end of the stage. But we used to go to stage as well. Because of that, I used to get the confidence where they'll be appreciating me because of the appreciation. Those things are very beautiful, not say no at all. But crossing this whole era is very hard.
So initially, Vishwa, when you said you were into sound and that impressed you most, and probably that inspired you to take on the challenges.
Yes.
So let's say after you moved from grade 9, let's say you passed your schooling. When you came to college, you saw a different Vishwa, right? He was not stuttering or stammering, or he was not using those same words which he used to do before.
I would say he was. He used to stammer. Probably after that 9th, 10th standard, when he was recognized, he used to stammer a little less than before. Then after that, what comes 11th, 12th, again, a very crucial stage of your life, very crucial stage. So he did, of course, I would say, because he was also in the hostel for that 2 years, 11th and 12th, and he's too much like a, home baby.
Introvert.
Yes. So, I won't say introvert. He's not at all an introvert. He's a very extrovert kind of a person. He gels with everybody very easily, especially teachers. Okay, I don't know for what reason. Maybe he's too good. Very well.
How do the teachers react? Most of them support me. Around 95% will be supporting me, where they'll be encouraging me, and they used to tell me some techniques. Reading the book in a reverse way. So like keeping it old and reading it daily. And they used to make me to speak in front of the class wantedly. You stammer, no problem, but start speaking.
But that's very important, right?
Yeah, very important.
Very important, because
Teacher plays a very important role in our life.
so if the teacher is going to do that, asking you to stand there and asking others to shut up, I think that's
Yes.
something which is very critical.
True.
Or perhaps it's quite transformative in nature. So, Vishwa, finally, let me ask you, do you stammer now?
Yes, I do stammer. Why not? Yes. When I go to the stages also I stammer, but I don't. But it's okay. Some few words will not come, but we have to find the alternate for the word and we have to speak.
Okay.
But
yes.
I would want to add on, he is working a lot for that also. In fact, when we started Adapon in the initial stages, it's like he handled sales and he used to go out for the meetings and all. So he used to prepare so well so that, in front of the stage, he needs to be confident enough. And now I feel after 4-5 years, now he's very much confident about himself, because people have started recognizing, okay, this is the kind of a work you do and you do a good job. So now he has gained that confidence and that stammering has actually come down. That is what I am observing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, because
Yes, that is very true. And
being an entrepreneur, I think that's very important.
Yes.
Because it's socially interactive.
Yes.
Interact.
and majorly we'll be into sales. Plus the second part is I joined BNI when I started my business.
BNI is
So BNI is an organization where we can do networking with people. So BNI is called as Business Network International. So there are multiple chapters in Bangalore where we can go and join and we can do the business with them. We can generate referral accordingly. So this is this is BNI. And when I joined BNI, we have a leadership team. So I got an opportunity to be in the leadership team. Daily we have to read in front of the crowd. Some kind of script would be there and we have to read the scripts. And I took that challenge to do that so that I can come out of the fear. Because after some time, I felt that the fear is the major game of stammering. If we stop fearing something, we might come out of it. So I took that challenge, and though initially I was not successful, though I was stammering, but people were supporting. Because it is a matured crowd is there.
very, very important.
Very important. All the business owners, everybody was very supportive. The whole chapter was supportive for me. And slowly I came out of it. Because of which my sales improved, my way of communication with people, the way of understanding the psychology of sales, everything improved. And it was great.
Because of the confidence which you built up.
Yes. Very
So now I just want to ask both of you a question. How would you support people with stammering? How would you actually?
So one thing I can tell you is, when a person is stammering, okay, don't make sure that you finish the line for them. Don't do that. You please wait until they finish their lines and be patient. That is what I would do.
So patience is there.
Patience, yeah.
And Vishwa, since you've overcome that, when you see a person who's stammering, let's say a child who's stammering,
Yes.
would memories go back?
Yeah. Yes, it will be. So it will be going back, and while supporting them, I would never say them to stop.
Yeah.
If they say that, at that time only we'll be feeling the inferior. I don't want to make them feel inferior, or same as for myself as well. Because when teachers also say in the school, we feel inferior. Okay, so like we are different and we are not able to cope up with other students. So we are the odd man out. So we should not make them feel the same. So at that time, we have to support them. Talk, no problem. Take your own time, no problem at all. Because I see in my studio itself, many people come and
How many people are here in your studio, Sugit? How many people are there in your studio?
10. I mean, working here with us, 10 people.
10 people.
On and off 10 people, yeah.
It's your startup which you have.
Yes, yes.
True. Okay. So people come to my studio. Some people are, almost every artist does stammering. Every artist does it. So I make them comfortable in the floor.
How do you do that?
I'll be giving some of the pointers. You can speak like this. Or
Give me an example.
okay. So like there was a client called Amrit Kaur. She doesn't stammer, but she does repeat the words again. So like that is also a stage of stammering.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
is.
So at that time we have to support them that they should not do it, but they will not know that
It's unconscious.
words, yeah. So the words will be repeating again, and why that is repeating is because of the confidence level or their makeup level.
Okay.
So
this is only for ladies. Are you talking
Only for ladies. So we just see their makeup first. So they have done properly. The hair is
So you don't see the makeup for men.
Not like that, ladies are too conscious.
yeah,
Ladies are more powerful.
Yes.
men are always men. They don't see these things. So at that time we be seeing their makeup, and after that the words they're gonna repeat it. We'll be like mentioning the words. Please don't repeat the words. We'll be going for a retake. Take your own time. That's not an issue at all. We'll not charge for the extra hour also, but do it slow and steady. Do not repeat it.
This is an interesting repetition.
Yes.
Yes.
Even people in the, let's say, in the entertainment industry or in the film world, or let's say, to put it in concrete terms, in the entertainment field,
Yeah.
they also stammer a lot. And it takes time to heal. It takes time. It takes patience.
Yes, definitely.
To come to a level where you need to speak confidently, and of course in the right order. All this, I think, requires time and patience, as you mentioned before.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to entrepreneurs of today, or to professionals of today, as to how best they can overcome stammering? Not when they're, let's say, 5 or 6 or not at school.
Got it.
You got it? I mean, for people, let's say, for 25 plus or 20 plus, even they stammer, right?
Yeah.
You-
Yes.
So, what would be that?
I just want to say something before he answers to this question. In fact, my son, when he started speaking, we felt that he is also.
How old is he? Sugit?
He is right now 7.
7.
So when he started speaking, we felt he would also stammer. Probably he's got from his mama or from my mother. That is what we literally felt. But then what I feel is you should leave the kid for a certain period of a time and don't tell them that consciously speak these words properly. Don't tell them. Let them speak how they want to talk. Give them that time. Don't keep telling them. They'll be too conscious to speak that words like that. Then now I feel he doesn't have that problem at all. He is not in that problem. Probably it's the starting stage of speaking. He would have picked up from somewhere and he started speaking like that. It's just that we didn't tell him about speaking those words, how to speak. So now
just kept quiet.
we just kept quiet.
What's his name, sir?
Joshnav.
Joshnav.
Yeah, we just kept quiet because we have
I want
seen.
Joshnav to hear this. To hear his brother speaking.
Yeah.
Maybe few years after.
Yeah. So I would say don't panic in the initial stages, in the too early stages. Don't panic. Don't panic and take them to these speech classes and all. Don't do that. Wait for a while and understand why the kid is speaking like that, and then you take them.
This is Sukida's advice.
This is
to all
my
mothers,
advice.
to
My
all
advice.
mothers,
Yes.
to all mothers and sons and daughters
Of course.
who have experienced that. Okay. Yeah, Vishwa, you were saying something.
Okay, I would give a suggestion where the work they're doing as an entrepreneur, to get the success in it. see the success of your own business or your own work, that will build your confidence. Because of that confidence, stammering will not be a big thing at all. It's just the last thing you consider in your whole life. Do the work like a worship.
That's
in a
right.
regular
That's
way.
it. Do the work like worship. I just love that. Yes. Thank you so much, Sukhita and Vishwas. We have many success stories of that. What comes to my mind, Sukhita and Vishwas, is one of the chief ministers of Kerala, Ems Nambur Roth. He became the chief minister, I think, in the 50s. He used to stammer a lot. But when he became the chief minister, people acknowledged and appreciated the fact that he is the chief minister who stammers.
True.
Now, down the history lane, as we started the podcast,
Yeah.
Joe Biden, the president of the United States, Bruce Willis,
Yes.
Hrithik Roshan,
Yeah.
Yes. True.
all was stammers.
Zomato CEO.
So the Zomato CEO was
Now also he stammered.
Now also
Now also, he is giving all the interviews stammering.
Stammering, yes. Doesn't care. I mean, it was very big support for the stammering community, let's say.
True.
I think we should interview him once. It'll be very good.
Very good, yes. And there was a movie called The King's Speech in 2010,
Okay.
where the whole country's king would be dead. The successor king should come. So I think his son or a brother would come. Like, he was very much stammering. He is scared of the crowd. He's scared for even his mother as well. So, like, he'll be coming to the throne and he has to give a speech to the whole crowd. He'll be stammering a lot. His whole confidence level will go off. And he has been announced as king. Suddenly there is a war. And at that time, he has to give a war speech to the whole crowd. So he's having a time of around 15-20 days. At that time, he'll be calling a speech therapist, and that therapist. Yeah. So like that therapist would be helping him so much that he spoke the whole script in just single take.
Okay, that's great.
That movie got almost 42 awards.
Is it okay?
Yeah. So
What you said. I mean, I haven't seen the movie.
Yes.
King George V had the same problem.
Yes. This movie is about him only. Yes.
And,
Correct.
Queen Elizabeth was Queen Elizabeth's father. You speak about King George V. He also was a very important figure who suffered from stammering.
Correct.
With that, we come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much, Sukhita and Vishwadeep, for being with us.